Discussion podcast. I'm your host, Patty. We are on episode 12. I had the privilege of sitting down with an individual by the name of Brian Dunn recently. He is a former CEO of a large corporation, recently started a podcast himself, and we sat down and talked about that among other interesting topics. We had a great conversation. Here's a photo from that conversation. Unfortunately, we had some technical difficulty. The power cord to our laptop fell out. We didn't catch it, and it went into power saving mode. So we had sketchy audio, sketchy visual. So depends on how you look at it. Fortunately or unfortunately, the situation did not allow for us to post my podcast with Brian Dunn. Now I'm going to say real quick, he's the founder of the most important podcast ever. Now, was I upset? Yeah, very, very upset. We work a lot. We work pretty much 7 days a week. That's my whole team. We put in a lot of hours to make this entire, not only the podcast, but the coffee shop, the boutique, summer season's gearing up. But I have to look at it as an opportunity that has presented itself. I didn't want to skip posting regularly the way we normally do, so I popped on here just to be real that we had technical difficulty, couldn't post the full episode. Now the opportunity that created itself is, number one, I learned to always check power cords, check everything, and double check and triple check, because we normally do. Is it anybody's fault? No. Why was I upset? Again, the time that we all put into this, we're not going to get back. However, we learn through it, we grow through it. I get to sit down with Brian yet again. He's kindly agreed to take the time to have the conversation, and he'll be interviewed potentially yet this first season, or maybe moving into season 2. So you learn, you grow, you move on, life happens, and you can't get caught up in the unfortunate circumstances of technical difficulties. So what do? Here I am without Brian. However, this also provides an opportunity to plug him and his podcast, which, as I mentioned, is called The Most Important Podcast Ever. I don't know if I said that earlier. As bad as I am with names, like, I don't remember people's names. I'll remember your face. If I ever meet you, I'll never forget your face. But your name, I'll probably forget the first 2 or 3 times that we meet. Same thing with this name, The Most Important Podcast Ever. I may have said the greatest podcast ever, but that's not it. It is the most important podcast ever. So until I have him back on our podcast, the Grounds for Discussion podcast, go out, familiarize yourself with him, and get to know Brian Dunn through his podcast, and I'll have him back on our podcast soon. So again, thank you for tuning in. I'm Patty Dusing, your host of the Grounds for Discussion podcast, filmed at Streetside Studio 7 inside Deja Blue House of Coffee, located at 612 Broadway in Alexandria, Minnesota.